Hello and welcome to this 4th of July, you can't see me doing air quotes around that, special, where I thought I would take this holiday that one country has and use it as an excuse to play Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, Story Mode, Blood, Ice, and Steel, Act 2, which is taking place, a chunk of it's taking place anyway, during the American Revolution. So you see how I kind of put two and two together there. There's definitely a connection here, and I didn't just kind of make this up as I went along. For context, these guys, this lady was a pirate, this guy was a knight from Malta, went to the New World, did some stuff, random things ensued, made little to no sense, seemed kind of convoluted, but now I don't remember what this entails, so I would guess, just from the initial context, that this seems to be more French and Indian War, or the 7 Years' War, both of which, terrible names for the actual war.
Another wave of Cherokee sighted. Go! Grab rifles and defend the walls!
Alright, look at that man's facial hair, though. Okay. So, step one, don't panic. Sure, we can shoot through those walls. Wait. What is this tooltip? We're gonna need to pause this for a second. Stuart Black, John's uncle. Fat men are usually jolly, but he's just cowardly. I got a dog! Shady lady. You know what? The dog's gotta stay safe. This is a chief imperative of ours.
Yes?
Well, this episode's definitely not going to lean into my 4th of July excuse for playing this. I think this is going to turn into American history. So, you want to know about the French and Indian War. Fun fact, according to a number of primary sources from the time, the incident that instigated the French and Indian War was a British colonial patrol, engaging a French expedition, and it's generally seen as a fairly aggressive act by the British Expeditionary Force, which was headed by none other than later little-known colonial figure, George Washington.
Where are those reinforcements, John?
Reinforcements are almost here.
I really don't like that guy. Just hot take. Also, John Black's mercenaries. I was gonna say, why do these guys sound like they're not speaking English, but these are supposed to be Englishmen, I'm pretty sure? And that explains it. Also, you guys didn't need help at all. There was, like, nobody back there. That was the least eventful one of the— oh!
They're gonna kill us!
Well, now they're right behind you.
Get them into the colony.
But I feel like we were kind of overreacting earlier. There we go. Done and done. Alright, in fairness to the Cherokee, there's a really good chance that the unspecified location that this match is currently taking place in puts you on their land. Hate to say it, buddy, but they might have a good reason to be mad at you.
The reinforcements have arrived. The Cherokee are retreating.
Like, I'm gonna go ahead and put out I really believe this should be a fairly uncontroversial opinion, that colonialism is a pretty questionable endeavor.
Stuart, you stay here with the other women.
Oh, yes. I think my skills are best put to use here.
You have no skills. That was literally your tooltip. What would happen if, like, something bad happened to him? I'm just throwing that one out there. So one of the reasons why the French and Indian War / the 7 Years' War is a terrible name for that conflict is the 7 Years' War, by most metrics, lasted 9 years. And as for the name French and Indian War, a lot of the naming conventions for military conflicts trend towards putting if you're gonna have, you know, two names of groups, countries, whatever, in the name of the war, they tend to be the two main combatants. You know, in the case of the Franco-Prussian War. That was the French and the Prussians. The Russo-Japanese War was the Russians and the Japanese. The Sino-Japanese War was the Chinese and the Japanese. You know, the Spanish-American War was the Spanish and the Americans. The Mexican-American War was the Mexicans and the Americans. The French and Indian War was not the French versus the Indians. It was the French and the Indians working together. And in working together, they were fighting a bunch of other people, and also there were a lot of other European countries involved. You know, it was a fairly global conflict. There were a lot of facets to it. And yet, the two most common names are either the 7 Years' War, for a war that, by many metrics, lasted 9 years, or the French and Indian War, for a war that was the French and Indians working together against other people, largely in the Americas. And I'm not going to get into Indians being a very broad and questionably applicable term in this case. Like, it's just a bad name for the conflict. It's just not good. Okay, so we've committed arson. Y'all are just gonna hang there. Alright, in terms of be gay, do crime, the crimes I want to commit are not war crimes, and I'm pretty sure arson in this context might be a war crime. The Geneva Conventions haven't been written yet, so, you know, war crimes definitely constituted something different.
Ambush!
Oh
Those
no.
are British riflemen.
Those are
Why are they
British
attacking their
riflemen.
own colony?
That explains the Cherokee cannon. They have allied with the British.
Okay, throw out everything I was saying about the French and Indian War. Throw out all my insightful historical commentary. While my remarks and thoughts on the French and Indian War stand, and colonialism and all that stuff, war crimes, yada yada, I stand by what I said. But this is some hot nonsense. I was attempting to provide historically accurate information, and this game was trying to provide me a quest line involving the Fountain of Youth from Act 1 of this campaign. This is just a continuation of that for some reason. So I have little else to provide in the way of insightful historical commentary right now. This has become fantasy real-time strategy game. Gonna skip all this setup stuff in post. Time for a fast forward.
The soldiers meant to draw the garrison away from the colony and then attack.
But why take Stuart?
I know why. The Circle. My family has powerful enemies.
In my defense, I'm not here to prove my ability to play real-time strategy games or even historical real-time strategy games. I'm going to leave that to real-time strategy games like Empire at War and Age of Empires 2. I am here to specifically play the slightly more historical parts of this campaign that I remember from almost a decade ago. Not this weird fantasy junk where the descendant of the Knights of Malta leads an American-ish mercenary group led something against a geometric shape. The Circle is trying to gain the powers of the Fountain of Youth or something. I don't know. But I graduated college. One of my degrees is in history, not geometry. So as long as this Circle nonsense is center stage, I will have nothing to do with it. Hot tip. This is too hard typed into the chat box is how you skip campaign missions you don't want to do.
I'm disappointed, Captain.
There were mercenaries with the Iroquois. John Black's men.
So, the fox has finally been flushed from his den. Clean yourself up, Captain. You have work to do. Take Black's uncle to our western fort. He will tell me where the Fountain of Youth is before he dies.
Alright, this game gets half a point of credit right now for having the bad guy be a mustache-twirlingly evil British colonial yahoo. I mean, in fairness, the pseudo-protagonist is also a colonial guy. He's also a colonial guy. So, I'm not sure what the narrative was peddling, but at the same time, you know, it's also peddling the Fountain of Youth, and what? Alright, this guy needs to walk back this way, because who did he murder? Like, I know I know that the game would tell me that that guy is a butcher. But butchering what? He definitely killed somebody, and I feel like he's gonna strike again, soon. And all I can do is zoom in on this part of the screen. Like, who walks around just covered in blood like that? Right? I mean... I got my eye on you, buddy. What are you up to? Maybe he knows he's being watched. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, I played through this entire campaign back when the 7 Years' War has begun and the British and French are at each other's throats, but John is focused on Governor Kidnow Stewart. Boy, howdy. Look, it's the 7 Years' War. Alright, I'm gonna keep skipping these missions. I played this entire campaign 8 years ago. I'm not here to play the campaign. I'm here to play the specifically kind of American Revolution themed centered episodes. So that's, yep, gonna keep doing that.
We should build a trading post too well defended for us to assault now. But seal off the other passes.
I came
and force
here
the Russians
to do
march
one
through the
thing,
northern pass. These
like
miners have
2
volunteered to
missions.
help us.
I distinctly remember there was a Battle of Bunker Hill, and there was a Battle of Trent, and that's all that I wanted to do. That's all I want to do. It's too hard. Okay. I could have sworn that there was something here. This is, all right. I was doing the wrong thing the whole time.